it's time to get our Premier League campaign back on track. It's episode number 15. Hello and welcome to Gone on Holiday, the playthrough. We're of course managing Harchester United, the fictional Sky One Dream team. And things have gone a bit, not pear-shaped. We're in a good position at the moment, but we've come off the rails just slightly. We're actually now looking at the league table, as you can see on this screen. We're actually starting to look behind us a little bit, which we said we wouldn't do. But we can change that today with 3 points away to Brighton, and then later on in the episode, it's a home tie against Leicester, who we've already beat this season. So nice and positive. And we've just had the draw for the FA Cup, and we've got Brentford in the next round. So not that I want to curse it, but the FA Cup's been quite kind to us this season. Still a little bit worried about what an extra cup in the form of the Champions League, hopefully, or Europa League's going to do for us next season. We don't have the best squad. We've got the biggest squad, I can assure you of that, but probably not the best. So we're hoping that some of those youth players really step up over the coming months. So on to the team selection. Team news is that Mackay keeps his place in box-to-box midfield ahead of Gavin Moody. The front four is back as we know it. Sabatier stays in that support role in deep line playmaker. Sullivan's fit enough to play right back, so we've got the same back five as we usually have. Lopez is pretty unlucky to be on the bench. I did want to give him a go, but again, it's a good game for Davenport to get up and running again. So we're going to give him every opportunity because he's 4.5 star striker. He needs to start 4.5 star striking. So let's go straight into the game. Everyone around us won, so we've got a bit of catching up to do before we've even kicked the ball. We will tell them to pick up where they left off last time and see if we can get one little bit of motivation out from them. No, we can't. We won't get costed in the tunnel, and their form is not great. So again, our away form is so bad. We look like a completely different team when we're not at the Dragon's Lair. And I did ask if the board could give us a stadium expansion, which we asked at the beginning of the season. If you remember, they said no. Now we're about 3/5 of the way through the season. They've said yes, and they are going to be increasing it by 2,500, which it's not great, but it's a start. I'd rather they didn't rebuild a completely new stadium, which they've got the money to do. Like they are completely utterly rich, but I don't want them to name anything other than the Dragon's Lair. So we'll go with the expansion. And again, once that's done, we'll probably ask straight away again, because this team, that's a really good stop. This team deserve more than 32,000 at home. And we have a corner which I still don't think we've scored from this season. I promise I will go and fix that before the next game. And I bet we go and see a goal from a corner. But until then, we will try and break them down from open play, and we'll try and not concede from a corner. Big dunk. We don't concede many from corners, and we don't score many from corners. Feel like we've just got this mutual agreement going on with the other team, and that's a good save because Omer looked hesitant coming out there, and we seem to be dicing with death a little bit here as Fletcher fires wide. Again, we need him to up his goal involvements, because again he's playing a 7.3, which is fantastic, and we score from a corner. Do you know what? I'll say whatever as long as we win. Yeah, just before half time as well, which should help the boys. And if we can sneak another one here as Baptiste throws the ball straight to the opposition. And they look like they will not carry on the charge as we start to mess around with it at the back and give it straight back. The second time in this highlight, if we can try to not concede before half time, that would be fantastic. And Baptiste does really well with Stacey coming flying at him there. Naismith finds Rodriguez, who's taking it wide. The square ball was on. Maybe with Davenport in the form he's in, he didn't quite fancy it. But Malpai winning a header against our centre back. Baptiste again dispossessing their right winger. Sullivan gets rid of it. Davenport with a good knockdown and sprays it out to Naismith. Nice and direct, and not a very convincing finish, which looked like it was on his left foot. 1-0 at half time. Brighton have done themselves no disservice there. They do look good, and again it's us looking a bit dodgy from away from home. Who needs a hand around their shoulder? Let's go with the midfield. The defence is pretty good. Striker's pretty good. He's delighted, but he's not played great and he's not scored, which concerns me a little bit. Even more concerning is Carl Fletcher's taking a knock. I don't want him to make it any worse than it is, so let's go with... I wish Lopez could play there, if I'm totally honest. Let's put Moliano out on the left wing and Naismith through the middle. Seemed to work pretty well last time. That's a shame. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. We did have Davenport actually, who picked up a bit of a knock before the last game. Stacey finally gets past Baptiste. He somehow gets past Conlon. His cross is deep and Omer comes out to claim. Again, not too convincing as we start to launch another attack. Davenport using his pace, and that's a great finish. That's the Davenport we know and love. Puts us a little bit further ahead, which is kind of what we needed there. And a great ball from Mackay, who again is keeping Moody out. I feel like our centre midfielders go through little spells of form, and we can't leave any of them out. And Mackay is certainly playing himself into that kind of form. And Brighton on the attack again. That Stacey looks like a good player. No finish for him, no straight at Omer, who does well. We need to be looking at Naismith now, who is struggling. We do have a week off, which is good. So I feel like we've probably got away with playing a couple more of these players for longer than we probably should have. Even at all, if I'm totally honest. But who can we play? Let's get Presley on in there, and let's just go straight swap for Lopez Rodriguez. And it's the last 19 minutes with no subs. Mackay is struggling for fitness. Let's hope he can get through, because again, like I was saying, he is playing himself into some good form at the moment. And again, Malpai takes it past our centre back in the air. Not much of a finish though. Omer's certainly steadied the ship in terms of conceding goals. Well, conceding a lot of goals anyway. We're yet to have a repeat of any of the bigger teams. And as I say that, he comes out and commands his box. You can pick either side there, left or right. Lopez has got it on the right. Nothing to square it in, but it was a good effort, to be fair. Can we score from another corner? Swings it in, and it was close. It was close. Again, Davenport just not quite there. And we are almost into stoppage time, 2-0 up. I think we've probably just about got it here. Lopez cuts inside. I have no idea what that was. But he scored twice in the last game, so we'll let him off. He can do what he wants. And we are in the closing stages. We finally win a header. Lopez with gas to burn plays a great ball through his Davenport. And again, this is why we wanted to play Davenport. We could have played Lopez up front. We could have played Mori up front. They probably would have got a goal, maybe two. But we really want to get our 4.5-star player back in form. And today's game was a really, really good way, or good chance of doing that. And we'll just be nice and positive. And that does leave us in 4th place. We are 6 points ahead of Arsenal, which is good. That's where we need to be. Spurs and Arsenal did draw, and like I said, City, United and Liverpool all won. So join me for the next game. Fletcher's only out for a week, so he probably won't feature. Someone else needs to step up. So yeah, join me for the next game, which is a home tie against Leicester. Okay, team news is... There is no team news. It's the same 11 as the last game. If it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. Carl Fletcher, his fitness is looking a bit dodgy. I'm going to leave him in, see what he can do, and then swap him out. Rather than having to bring him on and try and create something. I'd rather him just go on. He's had a week off. He's got a week off after this game. Let's just go out there and try and get it nice and sealed early on. Other than that, Mackay keeps his place. He was in the team of the week along with Davenport. PSG did come out after the Brighton game and say they were making Davenport their number one. Going hard on James Maddison, don't mind if I do. They were making Davenport their number one priority, which, I mean, where have they been the last 3 or 4 games when he's not been great? So yeah, they come sniffing when he gets 2 goals, but other than that, he's only valued at 71 mil, which we could obviously command a lot more, but I'm trying to think what's the most valued player I've seen on this game. I must admit I tend to I knock around the lower leagues a lot on this game, so I don't... 71 is probably the most I've seen consciously. And Rodriguez did go on a little run there in the second minute. His shot was saved by Kasper Schmeichel. We've created 4 chances in the first 10 minutes. It looked like he hit the post then, because it's saying we haven't had a shot on target, so that would lead me to believe. Our scouts did suggest that we sign Ricardo from Leicester. They haven't got the memo yet, have they? Naismith picks out Davenport, heavy touch, and fires it past Schmeichel to make it 1-0, 20th goal of the season for Davenport. Looks like he may have found a bit of confidence that he's been lacking, so hopefully that continues. Just going to get a big shout out to our under-23s and our under-18s, who are both doing phenomenally in their respective leagues. Our under-23s are top, and they're in the semi-final of their Youth Cup, and our under-18s are third, but they're playing the big boys. They've got the likes of the Chelseas and the Man Uniteds there. And Mackay cannot convert from outside the box like he did in the last game. Yeah, both doing really, really well. Our under-18s did just get knocked out of the cup actually by Manchester United. And Davenport pops up with his second of the game, assisted by Carl Fletcher. Happy with that little duo. Someone's on red and I don't know who it is. It's probably Fletcher. Which we knew was a risk going into this. He seems to have done what he needs to, which is good for us. We can think about taking him off maybe at half time, depending on how severe that red is. But Leicester do come on the attack, and Baptiste, who has been quality, no one seems to get past him. And Fletcher skips past Chowdhury and plays it through to Davenport. Wow. We have needed these two to step up, if I'm totally honest. And that's confirmation of Fletcher getting his perfect hat-trick. And it's not even my team that's up on the list, so those reds are great. The more reds, the better. And Schmeichel makes a world-class save there at the near post to keep the score respectable, and us getting that corner has just reminded me, no, I didn't sort out the corners. Next episode, I'll make it the episode title so I don't forget. But yeah, Lukey Davenport with a perfect hat-trick. Left foot, right foot header. And some really good assists, actually. 2 of which were from Carl Fletcher and Naismith from the edge of the box. Fletcher just looked a bit hesitant. Maybe didn't set up for him right. Confirmation of Fletcher going into that red there. But like we said, if he can get the business done in that first half, he can come off, and he's got a week's rest now. Maddison breaks into the box onto his right foot. That would have been a great goal. Fantastic save by Omer. He has made a lot of difference second half of this season. 3-0 at half time, which is music to our ears. We said we hadn't had a drubbing in a while, so this could be the drubbing. Do we carry on going for it, or do we sit off a little bit? I'm minded to go for it a little bit more as Tommy Valentine comes on in that second striker role, which I'm not sure he does. We do tend to get more of a tune out of him when he plays in central midfield. But he's got a whole half to impress us now, and with the players around him playing really well. Naismith will probably be the one we're taking off next, I think. Valentine has the ball, keeps the ball, gives it to Naismith, cuts inside. Chowdhury puts a heavy tackle on. We keep the ball. Davenport plays a 1-2 with Rodriguez, and again, Schmeichel is keeping this score down. Respectable. Down at the very least. Once again, we look a little bit lost from corners, which I'll take the blame for that. Perfect time to take Naismith off, I think. Who are we bringing on? Moliano can come on. We've got one more sub left. It will probably be in central midfield. Keep things fresh. We do have Moody on the bench, who I feel bad in missing out, but Mackay and Sabatia seem to be doing the business at the moment, so we will take Sabatia off though and let Moody dictate the game for the last 15 or so minutes. If we can get out of here with no injuries, no cards, no incidents, and it's a good day at the office. And it's basically what that's a bullet header, and Mackay with the assist. He hadn't moved since he floated that one in. Cracking free kick, and again VAR. I reckon, obviously with no knowledge of any other team or game or whatever, I reckon we've had the most offside goals this season by far. Unfortunate for Conlon, but again proving he can use his head to good use should we so decide to work on our corners. That's a little insight of things to come. Leicester look like they might threaten. We give the ball back, they give the ball back. Both teams are just tired. Mackay looks still fresh. Valentine sprays out, and that will be that. So it was a much needed episode, if I'm totally honest. 6 points from 6. Everyone played well. No injuries that I saw. And yeah, I think we've come through unscathed. Confirmation of PSG there again. Watching Davenport play a 9.3. If he can just calm it down a little bit, it'll be tricky to keep hold of him in pre-season. Let's hope the 20 loyalty pays off. So cracking episode for us there, and it's hopefully more to follow in the next episode as we entertain Burnley, and then we are up to Sheffield for a trickier tie. Then probably Burnley, Brighton maybe, but again we've struggled against some of these teams that we should be putting to bed, so not counting our chickens so far. We do have a week off, and a week off after the Burnley game as well, so this is what the players need. They're a soft bunch. Hopefully we'll see you on the next episode. Please do like, please do subscribe, it really does help, and if you want to be named after any of the youth players, please do let me know. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for stopping by.